Good morning, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. We'll begin today's session without further ado. The first question. On the left is a photograph given as a reference. Which options or option is or are a part of the photograph? All right, we're given a reference photograph. We have to identify which of these options is or are a part of the photograph. Okay. So let's try finding where what option happens, where which part happens. Now, option A. Option A as well as D, they are similar and they actually happen somewhere in this much part. Option B happens here. Option C happens here. Option D, I already told A and D are fine. So this is where they actually occur. This is C. This is A and D. And this is B. Now, in this case, if you notice, C is fine, not any problem. B is also fine, not any problem. D is also fine, not any issue. But A may, here you have some brown colored things happening in the background versus here you have a tall green. So A is one which is wrong. B, C, and D, three are correct here. Okay, we'll move to the next one. If spaces and special characters are ignored in the following text, which country or countries is or are hidden in the text shown below? We're given here a text below. We have to identify which country or countries are hidden in the text. We have to ignore spaces as well as special characters. Okay, one or more options are true. So in this case, the countries that are hidden in the text are this one, India, and then another one here, Iran. So B is right and D is also right. Correct answer is B and D. We'll move to the next one. CBI is investigating a dangerous gang of 3 criminals. The criminals are Donga, Tridun, and Daku. The investigation team consists of Pradyuman, Daya, Frederick, Salunke, Tarika, and Purvi. Each criminal is to be investigated by exactly 2 investigators, and each investigator investigates exactly 1 criminal. The investigation is to be conducted subject to all these 3 constraints are met. We are given here 3 constraints and to meet all these 3 constraints to conduct the investigation. Given the constraints, which are the following is an acceptable assignment of investigator to potential criminals. Okay, and one or more options are true. Let's go with condition to condition. 1, 2, and 3. Frederick and Salunke investigate Tridun, Pradyuman and Daya investigate Donga, and Tarika and Purvi investigate Daku. In this case, we are already given Pradyuman and Daya cannot investigate same criminal. This is not possible. So A is wrong because of that. Next, option B. Frederick and Salunke investigate Donga, Tarika and Pradyuman investigate Tridun, Daya and Purvi investigate Daku. Okay, so Frederick and Salunke investigate the same criminal is fine. Tarika investigate Tridun and Daya and Purvi investigate Daku, which is also fine because third condition, Frederick is not investigating Tridun, so the next part will not follow after that. And Pradyuman and Daya are investigating different criminals, so that also gets satisfied, so B is fine. C. Tarika and Purvi investigate Donga, Frederick and Pradyuman investigate Tridun, and Salunke and Daya investigate Daku. Tarika and Purvi investigate Donga, Frederick and Pradyuman investigate Tridun. Frederick investigate Tridun. In that condition, Tarika must investigate Daku. So Frederick investigating Tridun. So Tarika investigating Donga is not possible. This part is not possible. So C is wrong. D. Daya and Purvi investigate Tridun, Tarika and Pradyuman investigate Daku, and Frederick and Salunke investigate Donga. Frederick and Salunke are together, not a problem. Tarika investigates Daku. This is fine, but we are not given the opposite way out where if Tarika investigates Daku, then Frederick also has to investigate Tridun. It's one-way relationship where if Frederick investigates Tridun, which in this case does not happen, hence the next condition will not follow. So D is also fine. So option B and D both are correct here. We'll move to the next one. 9 plus 8 means 9 is child of 8. 7 into 6 means 6 is wife of 7. Then which of the following statements can be derived from 2 plus 3 multiplied by 1 plus 4 multiplied by 5? Okay. In this case, first we'll write the conditions. 2 plus 3 means 2 is child of 3. 3 into 1 means 1 is wife of 3. 1 plus 4 means 1 is child of 4. And 4 into 5 means 5 is wife of 4. So how this tree follows as, okay? 4 and 5 are husband and wife. 5 is wife, it's already given, and 4 is husband. 4 and both of their a daughter is 1, which is wife, and 3 is the husband, and their grandchild and their child is 2, which is the grandchild of 4 and 5. Okay, this is grandchild and this is the grandparent. 2 is grandparent of 4. 2 is grandchild of 4 is true. 1 is daughter of 5, which is also true. 5 is grandfather of 3. No. 5 is the mother of 3. No, not possible. D says 1 is mother of 2, which is also true because 1 is a wife. So A, B, and D, all 3 are correct here. We'll move to the next one. 30 circles are given below with the set of rules. These are the 3 sets of rules. The bigger the circle, the farther away it is from us. The thinner the lines of the circle, the closer it is to us. And the red circles are farther away from us as compared to blue circles. Based on these rules, which of the option given below is or are true? One or more options are correct. So A says circle 25 is closest to us. 25 is the smallest circle, which means it will be closer because bigger circles are farther away. It is also blue colored, which means it will be closer because red are farther away. And it has a thin line, which means that they are closer to you. All 3 conditions says that 25 is closer to you, so A is correct. Which obviously means B wala option जिसमें दिया है circle 25 is farther away is wrong. C says circle 24 is closer to us than 14. This is circle 14 and this is circle 24. It says 24 circle is closer to you than 14. Circle 24 is smaller in size. Their thickness is same, but 24 is smaller in size, which means 14 is farther away from you, 24 is closer to you. So C is fine. Circle 6 is closer to us than circle 8. 6 is here and 8 is here. 6 is a bigger circle compared to 8, which means bigger the circle, farther away it is, which means 6 is farther away from you. But if you look at the thickness, what is given here, thinner the line, closer it is to us. 6 is the thickest line, so it is not closer to you, it is farther away. So D is wrong. A and C only are correct here. Okay, we'll move to the next one. Which of the concept does this image by Escher illustrate? This is a very beautiful painting by Escher. It illustrates 2 concepts here, tessellation and figure ground. A and B are correct here. We'll move to the next one. Read the passage given below, given by Nick Hughes. Okay, we're given here a passage. We tend to treat power as though it is intrinsically valuable. We seek it out and covet it quite irrespective of how we might wield it and what it might get us. One need only look at the history of totalitarian politics to recognize the tendency of its most grotesque form. But power isn't intrinsically valuable, it is only instrumentally valuable. Valuable as a means to an end. Whether or not they are objectively valuable, the end that matters to us, the things that we care about, it's a big list of things. I'm not reading all of this, but all of these do not depend to any considerable extent on our having control over vast but valuable irrelevant universe. We might be distinctively lacking in power from cosmic perspective and so in a sense insignificant. But having such power, such significance would make much of a difference anyway. To lament his lack and respond with despair and nihilism is merely a form of narcissism. Most of what matters to us is right here on earth. Based on this paragraph, we have to identify which of these statements is or are true. One or more options are correct. The author argues that the intrinsic value is distinct from their instrumental value and that power possesses the latter of the two. Okay, in this case, this is true. The answer is given here. It possesses instrumental value, not the intrinsic value. So A is correct. Now, option B, humans and our significance in the universe is one of the themes. Yes, it is one of the themes that is discussed in the paragraph. Whether or not it says we are insignificant or significant does not matter, but yes, it's one of the themes of discussion. The philosophies of nihilism and narcissism are suggested as remedies by the author. No, he says that they are forms of narcissism. So they're not remedies actually. So C is wrong. D says the author suggests that we look at history of totalitarian politics to recognize that we shun power in the most grotesque form. No, we identify power. We recognize it in the most grotesque form. So this is given here. So D is wrong. A and B are the only ones which are correct here. We'll move to the next one. Which option or options are simple rotations of the figure that is given below? Okay, one or more options are correct. Option A. In option A, when you see this light blue color slide, there's a problem here in this much part. There's a problem here with the color pattern is wrong in this much part. A is wrong. In case of option B, if we again stick to this part and then on the left side you have purple and on the right side you have green, that's where it gets interchanged. On left side we have green, on right side we have purple. So because of this arrangement, B is wrong. C wala jo part hai aapka, in that case, if I look at this slice, that is wrong in case of option C. The color combinations here are problem. And henceforth, D is the only one which is the right answer. We'll move to the next one. Two different views of a sphere are shown here. Select the correct digital image that is mapped on the sphere. We're given here two views of a sphere. We have to identify the correct digital image that is mapped on the sphere. In this case, if you look at the sphere, it is actually covered with black strip at the end, which means that black is the color which will be happening on the top as well as at the bottom. Okay, there will be other patterns, of course, which will be happening in between like this, but black is the one that has to cover all this part. Only then that strips will be visible. So B is wrong. D is also wrong because of that. Between A and C, if you look at the gray part, the gray part ends as a corner like this, which means that the curvature of that gray part has to be like this and not a vertical one. This is not possible. So A is wrong. C is the one which is the right answer. We'll move to the next one. Which of these is an example of traditional embroidery by Punjab? Okay. So we have to identify the traditional embroidery from Punjab here. So first one is Bandhani. Bandhani happens in Gujarat. Second one, option B, is Chikankari. Chikankari happens in Lucknow. The third one is Pulkari. Pulkari happens in Punjab. This is the traditional embroidery of Punjab. Option D is Kantha. It is seen in region of Bengal. The correct answer is option C. We'll move to the next one. Given below is a sequence of drawing from animation of a cricket batsman performing a pull shot. Which one, with one missing drawing, represented a question mark? Which option will replace that question mark? In this case, if you look at the bat position, it's here first. In the third position, it happens here. And in the final position, it happens at the back here. Okay, at the back here. So in which case, which means that the change is drastic. So the middle position will have to have the bat position somewhere at the back in this side where it goes up here. While coming down, it comes here and then finally it goes here. So correct answer is option D. We'll move to the next one. Which option will replace the question mark? Okay. Given here some equations, we have to identify which of these options will replace the question mark. So in this case, this can be equal to triangle diamond is equal to triangle, triangle minus triangle. This triangle will go on the opposite side. So therefore, I can write also this as this plus another one. I can replace it from this equation, triangle plus triangle. This gets negated. So it will be triangle, triangle plus triangle. And finally, I can replace the last equation with this. This will be equal to triangle into diamond and diamond. So correct answer is option D. We'll move to the next one. Here, shown below is a flower, which is the leaf of the plant that the flower belongs to. Here, the correct answer is option D, which is a champa leaf. Okay. This is tulsi. This is belva patra. And this is papaya. We'll move to the next one. The font shown below belongs to specific, the word written here belongs to a specific font. You have to choose from the option, the letter that belongs to the same font family. Okay. In this case, looking at the curvature, option D is the one which belongs to the same font family. Okay. We'll move to the next one. Which option will replace the question mark? In this case, if you look at the orientation of all the options, they are different. So it is better to check in terms of rotation how the triangle is rotated. So from first to second figure, how it moves, the rotation is 90° clockwise. From second to third, the rotation is 180° clockwise. From third to fourth, the rotation is, you can say 90° anti-clockwise or 270° clockwise. 270° clockwise fits the view because it is sequential. So next one, the rotation has to be 360° clockwise, which means it looks exactly how it is. So correct answer is option B here. Okay. With this, I will end today's session here. Thank you so much for your time. And guys, if you do like our content, do share and subscribe. Thank you so much.